What's up, BookTube? Welcome back. My name is Laura if you're new here, and today I'm talking about all the books that I've recently hauled. So I've got a fairly short stack of books here, but it's been a couple of months since my last one, so I figured I would just do it now, even though there's not too many. So I have hauled 7 books since the last time I did one of these videos, and all of them, aside from one, are new hardbacks. I don't know who I am. I never buy brand new hardbacks unless they're on a discount, but I have 6 that I purchased in the last couple of months. I do think that most of them were on a discount, or they were purchased with a gift card from either my birthday or from Christmas, one of the two, so I think that's why I have so many of them. So I will get started with the first book that I hauled recently, which was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is the author of the Garber trilogy, and apparently this one takes place in the same world as that. I didn't actually know that. Does this come off? It does come off. Thank God. Hang on. Get off of my book cover. Oh, never mind. It's gonna rip. Never mind. Yeah, I don't actually know what this one's about, to be honest. I know it has to do with, the Prince of Hearts. I think, the gist of the plot is that the main character, the love of her life, is gonna marry somebody else, so she makes a deal with the Prince of Hearts to try and get him back somehow, and ends up, getting into this whole tangled mess with the Prince of Hearts. I really have no idea how it ties into the Garber trilogy, but apparently it does somehow. I think the Prince of Hearts was a character. I don't remember, to be honest. I loved that series, but those were one of the first books that I listened to over audiobook when I was first getting into audiobooks as a form of reading. So I hadn't quite learned how to retain the information that I was hearing it over audio. So I know that I love those books because I remember how I felt when I was reading them, but I don't actually remember what happens in the books. I just know that while reading them I was awestruck by how beautiful they were. So I know that I loved them, but I could not tell you the plot of them or any of the characters. But I think the Prince of Hearts may have been a character in that. Either way, I have her new book and I'm very excited about it. This cover is stunning, and I don't know if all editions have this or if it was just a new thing, but look under this. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love it. But I'm very much looking forward to it. I love this author's writing style, and her world building is incredible. So I can't wait to get to this one at some point, hopefully soon. On the same day, I went and got myself Vespertine by Rogerson. Actually, these two, I remember now, I had just had my very first dentist appointment in 5 or 6 years. I had gotten a full cleaning, 2 fillings. I was miserable that day. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and treat myself and get myself some books because I deserve it. So that's why I got these two brand new. This one I think was on sale for 20 bucks because it was a brand new release, and Indigo often does that. I don't know if Once Upon a Broken Heart was, but I couldn't resist buying it. Either way, one of them was full price and the other one was 20 bucks. Doesn't matter. Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. I love this author. I've read both of her previous books, Enchantment of Ravens and Sorcery of Thorns, and I loved them. Her writing style is fantastic. I love her character relationships the most, and I can't wait to get to her newest book, which has more of a spookier twist to it. This one, again, kind of hazy on the plot now that it's been a few months since I bought it, but I know the main character is a nun or something, and their job is to cleanse the bodies of the dead, and if they don't do this, then the bodies come back as some zombie thing. But the plot of this one, it sounds wild. It sounds so much fun. I'm not normally a big fan of zombie type things, but this seems like it's going to be a bit different than that, so hopefully I'll still like it. I'm very much looking forward to getting to this one. I wanted to read it around Halloween, but I just didn't get around to it, so I'm not planning on saving it for Halloween again because I want to read it soon. But also, knowing me, that'll probably end up happening anyways because I always intend to read the books as soon as I buy them, and then I don't. So either way, I will get to this one at some point. It might be around Halloween, but hopefully I won't put it off for that long. Next up is A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour by Hank Green. This is the sequel to An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, which I read, I think, in 2020, and I really love that book. And I've been wanting to read book 2 for so long, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I really wanted to buy this book in hardcover because book 1 I got as a bargain deal from Indigo for $8. An adult sci-fi hardcover for $8. I couldn't say no. But then this one is $36, and I was like, I can't justify doing that right now, so I kept putting it off. But I got a gift card for my birthday, so I went and bought it then. So I finally have it, and I still have not read it, even though that was probably 4 months ago. Oopsies. But yeah, this series is a really interesting one. It's kind of hard to categorize into a certain genre. It's kind of fiction, it's kind of sci-fi, but it's not really either of those things, but it's also both at once. It's a lot. There's a lot happening here. Basically, it follows a girl in her like mid-20s who finds this gigantic statue in the middle of New York City, and she makes a quick funny YouTube video of it thinking that it's a like art project and she wanted to like appreciate the art. And then the next day it has like millions of views and she becomes the person who was like known for finding these statues because one has appeared in every major city of the world and nobody knows how they got there. And like people have no idea what these statues are. They're not sure if it's like a military thing, if it's an art project, if it's aliens. They have no idea what's going on. So that's where the sci-fi element comes into it. But really this book is about what it's like to be famous on the internet. Like how your personality changes when you all of a sudden are thrust into the spotlight. You're met with like fame and fortune and all these things, and how that changes you as a person and not always for the better. So it's a really fascinating look on like us as a contemporary society and like how the internet is changing us all. It was so good and I want to get to book 2 so badly, but I just keep putting it off because it's kind of big and big books scare me, I'm not gonna lie. So I haven't gotten to it yet, but like that last line in book 1, like I need it. I need to read book 2. This next one is Wicked by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one I did not buy for myself. My roommate bought it and they sent her 2 copies by accident and told her to keep both of them if she wanted to. So I got this one. I have no idea what it's about. Apparently it's the first book in a series. Will I ever read it? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie. But I might, so I'm gonna hang on to it, I guess. And then we've got my most anticipated book of the year, and that was Where the Drowned Girls Go by Seanan McGuire. This is the 7th book in the We Were Children series, which, as we all know, I am obsessed with. It's my favorite series in the entire world, and I am always so looking forward to the newest installment every year. So I got this one pretty much as soon as it came out, and I read it immediately. I think like the day that I got it was the day that I read it. I couldn't stop myself. I loved it. It's amazing. I adore this series. If you don't know, it's a portal fantasy series that takes place at a school for children who had found a door that opened up to a different like portal fantasy world, and they went there and found a home and were so happy, but for some reason they had to come back to our world and now they're miserable. So the school is for kids to like learn how to live in our world again with no magic while also waiting for their doors to open again. I just adore this series so much. And this book was incredible. It's definitely one of the strongest ones in the series. I think it might be my 3rd favorite book, not sure, but like amazing. It was so good. And then we've got The Kindred by Alechia Dow. I am so excited for this book. It's such a beautiful cover as well. Alechia Dow is the author of The Sound of Stars, which I read last year with the Queer Joy Book Club, where I got to co-host the live show. So I'll link that for you guys down below if you want to check it out as well. But basically after reading that book, I will pick up literally anything that has this author's name on it. I just adored her writing style. It was amazing and her world building was so good. And this one sounds fantastic. It's a sci-fi set in a world where everybody has like a kindred spirit kind of thing, where you can like hear each other's thoughts and like all these things. And our main character is kindred with like this really rich asshole dude, and I think somebody like wants to kill him, so they're trying to come after her because I think if she dies, he dies as well. So the 2 of them end up meeting for the very first time when they like steal a spaceship together and have to try and escape these people trying to kill them. And I'm assuming they're going to fall in love from there. I'm so excited for it. Again, this cover is just so beautiful. Like I cannot wait for it just for the cover alone, but also like the content sound amazing. I'm so excited for this one. I'm really hoping that I won't put this one off. Like I want to read it like ASAP basically. So hopefully I will actually do that. And then the last book for this haul is one that I could not resist buying, and that is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This was my favorite book of 2021. I just adored this one so much. This is a very tiny book. It's a novella, but there's so much happening in here, but also like nothing at the same time. It's very strange, but it's set in a world like way in the future where robots had gained sentience and they decided that they didn't want to serve humans anymore. So they all went off into the wilderness to go and live their lives and have a good time. And there's been no contact with robots ever since then. It's been, I think, a couple hundred years. And our main character is a tea monk, so they go around to like different towns and villages and set up a little tea shop and have people come and like kind of vent their feelings and just try to feel happy for a little while. But they grow very restless, and so they go off into the wilderness to try and go on a pilgrimage. And there they meet a robot, and it's the first robot-human contact in hundreds of years. And the 2 of them just go on this adventure together, and it was adorable. Like it was so cute. But this book is really about like purpose and like like how to live your life and try to be happy and all these things. And like I felt so seen reading this book. I related to the main character so much. Reading this book and hearing how the main character was thinking and feeling about life and purpose and everything, it just felt like this author just reached into my soul and plucked out like all of my like deepest fears and anxieties and everything, and then made it into a book and just gave me a big hug and so that, you know, it'll all be okay basically. So yeah, I love this book so much. It means the world to me, and I had to have it on my shelf so that I can reread it. I had first listened to it over audio, but I really want to like sit down and just like physically read this book again and again and again. So of course I had to finally get my own copy of it. Alright, so here is the stack of my most recently hauled books. If you've read any of these books, please let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. Or tell me what the best book that you've recently hauled is. I would love to hear either way. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!